Hey y'all, it's Dan for Numerical Line, the name of my channel. So it's funny. Simple Truth had a live stream going on, and he was talking about if I was going to watch the documentary about Jordan, the Bulls' Last Dance, and I was like, probably not. And then I told him that I had seen this. I was watching Bulls highlights for some reason, and I saw this shot from Jordan that was really interesting. How he got a lot of help from the rim. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Check out the roll he gets on this. Backing the guy in, turns, ball hits the front, bounces. Look at it, comes out and it goes back in. So that got me thinking about that series against the Knicks on May 17th, 1992, the Eastern Conference semifinals. So it was the 26th Bulls season in the league. They had won the championship before that. So it was the 26th season. And they went to game 7 against the Knicks. That was the only game 7 they went to. And they won 110 to 81. They met the Knicks in the first round in 91, the second round in 92, and in the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals in 93. How interesting. So in the first round, the Bulls swept the Miami Heat in 3 straight games, and then they defeat the Knicks in 7 games. Then they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. They defeat the Cavaliers in 6 games. Look, 2 33s here: New York 33, Cleveland 33, and they go on to face the Trailblazers and beat them 4 games to 2. So it's their 26th season in the NBA, and they get the 26th draft pick in the 91 draft. Right, leading up to the season, when it happened to be Mark Randall from Kansas. And that's interesting because Randall equals 26. Just a coincidence, I guess. So here's the games. Game 1 was May 5th. New York won 94 to 89 for Chicago. Then Chicago wins 86 to 78 game 2 days later. New York has 86 points in the next game. Notice this, look at this. New York 94 points, Chicago 94 points. Chicago 86 points, New York 86 points. And then Chicago scores 86 points again. Right? They had scored 86 points here and won. New York with 93 points. New York equals 39. 93 the reflection thereof. Then Chicago scores 96. New York 98. And then Chicago again with 86 points in game 6. So, very interesting. 86, the reflection of 68. And I'll show you why that's interesting. So, if you write out the 1992 Eastern Conference semifinals, the East Conference, that's what they called them, right? The East Conference semifinals equals 126. East Conference semifinals. And May 5th is the 126th day of the year. This is how scripted sports are. You know, the gematria of the name of the event and when it happened. Which day of the year? 126. The Bulls' 26th season. They got the 26th pick of the draft. There's also 240 days left in the year on that day, and East Conference semifinals equals 240. Same thing. Pretty funny, huh? Also, East Conference semifinals equals 132, 408, and 138. And an interesting thing, may be just a coincidence, but I added up all the numbers of all the players on the Chicago Bulls, and it equaled 408 or 48. 138, I'll get into that, and 132, I'll get into that as well. Jordan was born on the 48th day of the year. 408 is 48. right? And 132 is 33 times 4. May 17th was the 138th day of the year in 92. It was a leap year. Every presidential year, 138. So normally it's the 137th day. 132, 33 times 4, right? And Michael equals 138. Isn't that interesting? So Michael Jeffrey Jordan, born on the 17th of February, 1963. So this happened on the 91st day of his age. He was 29. They won the title in 92. The reflection of 92. He's the all-time leading scorer for the Bulls with 29,000 points. Right? And they won by 29. 110 to 81, 29 points. So from his birthday, his last birthday would have been his 29th birthday, to this game was 91 days. He was born with 19 numerology, 91 the reflection of 19. If you write out game 7, it equals 91. Also, game 7 equals 26. Right? This is the Bulls' 26th season. They get the 26th pick in the draft, and it's Randall. So Jordan equals 26. So May 17th is normally the 137th day. 137, the 33rd prime. May 17th. And that's interesting because game 7 equals 33. Right? Series was tied 3-3 before that. Michael equals 33. Day for Michael. And the Bulls. Bulls equals 33. The Bulls were started in 1966. And Bulls equals 66. See if we can make that bigger. Bulls started in 1966 and Bulls equals 66. So what else? Also New York, they're playing New York. Equals 33. And if you write out Bulls Knicks, this became a thing, a real rivalry. They had met once before that in the playoffs, or like maybe twice before that. It equals 133 and 34. That's interesting because they met on a day with the last game was on a day with 133 and 43 numerology, 43 the reflection of 34. And the final score was 110 to 81, 191 total points. 191 happens to be the 43rd prime number. 191, the 43rd prime number. Right? And the Bulls win the series 4-3. So check out the scripted box score. BJ Armstrong, 24 minutes, the reflection of 42. Look, the team totals 240. Right? This game was played with 240 days left in the year. Look at Michael. 42 minutes played. He scores 42 points. 42, that N-word number. He's got 29 attempts. He's 29 years old. He shoots 51. Basically, it's 517 or 51% from the field. 517 is the date of the game. Right? Pretty hilarious stuff here. You know what you're looking for. Look at that, 43 field goals they made. They won the series 4-3. They scored, remember that? Scored 191 combined points, the 43rd prime. They attempted 74. Sonic gematria 74. On a day with 43 numerology, they make 43 field goals. So, right, the N-word 42. He's the only Bulls player to play 42 minutes. You know, Scotty plays more. Horace only plays 41. Nobody else. I mean, BJ plays 24. They played 240 total minutes. Right? What is that? 240 minutes. That's 4 hours. 660. So 240 minutes, 240 is 24. Reflection of 42. East Conference semifinals equals 240. Remember? The rest of the team scored 68 points. Right? He scored 42. They had a total of 110. 110 minus 42 equals 68. If that's not big enough, I'll make it bigger. The rest of the team scores 68 points. Why is that interesting? You know I'm going to tell you. Chicago Bulls equals 68. Remember they scored 86 points a lot of these games? I mean, check out the schedule of the games before this game. How many instances of them scoring 86 points are there? And 86 is pretty low. I mean, these were low-scoring games, but look, score 86 once. New York scores 86. Chicago scores 86 3 times. 4 times the same score, 86. The reflection of 68. Chicago Bulls equals 68. Also, 68, a very special number. Championship equals 68. Get to that. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah. Bulls 68, championship 68. So he had 29 field goal attempts. He's 29 years old. From this day to the last game of the NBA Finals is 29 days. Scores 29,000 career points for the Bulls. I think it's more than that, but it's not over. It's not 30. It's 29 something. 29,000. June 14th makes me think of Donald Trump. It was Flag Day when they ended. All right. So he shot, I already mentioned this. Game was on May 17th. He shot May 17th. He shot 13 free throw attempts on the 91st day of his age. Season started in 91. 91, the 13th triangular number. Kind of like, similar to 191. Also 7 times 13 is 91. So if you write out game 7, it equals 91. Do it again. Game 7 equals 91. Right? Chicago equals 37 as well. Chicago 37. Just like game 7, 37. I mentioned this before. 43 total field goals on a day with 43 numerology. 191. So they had 74 attempts, right? Bulls Knicks equals 74. New York Knicks equals 74. And with this victory, the Bulls won their 74th game of the year. They had 67 games in the regular season, right? They beat the Heat 3-0 and New York 4-3. So they are 74-18 at this point. 92 total games played, right? In the 92 season, the reflection of 29, Michael Jordan's age. 9 plus 2 is 11. They won with 110 points. Numerology, simply 11. The Knicks had 81, the reflection of 18. Losses by Chicago, right? And ritual. 81, that ritual number. Not your turn yet, New York. Not sure when their turn is going to be, but wasn't then. So the season was the 46th season of the National Basketball Association, the 91-92 season, right? They ended by them beating the Trailblazers 4-2. Jordan was the MVP. There are 27 teams in the league, that ritual number. And the season started on November 1st and went to June 14th. From the start of the 91 season to this game, it was 199 days, if you include the end date. 199 days, 199, the 46th prime. All right, Chicago 46. That's why Chicago won the 46th NBA season. Chicago 46. So watch Jordan get some help on the shot. Oh, I already showed you that. So some background on Jordan. He's born and bred to be. He was. Jordan was born at Cumberland High School in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, to Dolores Peoples, who worked in banking. James R. Jordan Jr., an equipment supervisor. His family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina when he was a toddler. He attended Emsley A. Laney High School in Wilmington, where he highlighted his athletic career by playing basketball and baseball and football. So let's look at these numbers for you. Cumberland Hospital is where he was born, equals 293, which is a prime number, the 62nd prime number. Why is that interesting? Well, Jordan equals 62. How fitting that a Jordan be born at Cumberland Hospital. And look, he's born in the Fort Greene section of Brooklyn. 113 and 59. A match in these two ciphers. Michael Jordan and Fort Greene. What a shocker. Also 59 is a prime number. What happened to my thing here? It's the 17th prime number, 59. Oh, that's what happened. Let's go to Number Empire. And I'll show you 59, which is the 17th prime. Why is that interesting? Well, he was born on the 17th, and this game we're talking about happened on 5/17, also the 17th. Right? That's why it's interesting. So he went to North Carolina when he was a toddler. Wilmington, North Carolina equals 337. Why is that interesting? 337 is the 68th prime. 337. The 68th prime, like Chicago Bulls, like championship. I mean, this has been planned out for a long time. Chicago Bulls equals 68, championship 68, all those points of 86. He went to Emsley A. Laney High School, equals 101. 101, another prime number. The 26th prime number relating to Jordan. Remember, Jordan is 26. Having trouble doing that. Jordan is 26. And then look at Chicago Bulls in Brooklyn. Born in Brooklyn, becomes a Chicago Bull. Both 112. So the 92 finals, game 6 had 112 numerology. Perfect for a Chicago Bulls win. Led by, the man born in Brooklyn. Trailblazers equals 181. 181 prime number, that 42nd prime, like the N word. And also, Chicago won 4-2. So then I was looking at the states. Oregon versus Illinois, the 33rd state versus the 21st state. So this was working. You write out 21. It equals 42. That word, N word, right? So 33rd state versus the 21st state. Here it is. December 3rd, 1818, they became a state. Illinois, Chicago located in Illinois. And it's interesting because it happened on a day with 51 and 33 numerology. This game, Michael equals 51 and 33. Is that just a coincidence? Maybe. Interesting coincidence. Day the state was founded syncs up with Michael. Also, December 3rd happened to be the 337th day of the year. Where have we seen that number before? Right? The hospital. No, Wilmington, North Carolina, the place where he spent his formative years. Jordan equals 337. Right? And Illinois was founded on the 337th day of the year. And 337 is the 68th prime. Like Chicago Bulls, like championship. I don't know. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Also, a couple more things here. If you write out Chicago, Illinois, it equals 260. Kind of like 26. Like Jordan. Right? And they won in the 26th year of the Bulls franchise. 26th year they win. Chicago, Illinois, 260 or 26. Jordan equals 26. Interesting. I think Chicago, Illinois has another. Chicago, Illinois. Let me spell it right. Oh, it's also 91. Remember, this game happened 91 days after Jordan's 29th birthday. Right? So then let's look at the other state. Oregon became a state in 1859. Negro 59. Michael Jordan equals 59. Fort Greene equals 59. February 14th, it's the 33rd state. Michael equals 33. May 17th, usually the 137th day of the year, the 33rd prime. Valentine's Day. Visit to the Union on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. '74, that iconic number, right? Admitted on Valentine's Day. And why is that interesting? Because Oregon, the only state to equal 74, or admitted on Valentine's Day, 74 and 74. Pretty interesting, if you ask me. And, that was the 74th win of the Bulls. But when they beat New York Knicks equals 74. Sonic 74. This country was founded on, declared independent on 74 on July 4th. Right. Sonic. Sonic's also 43 and 29. We've been talking about 29. He was 29 years old at the time. So what else is 74? Gematria, 74. Jesus, 74. Supposedly also Jesus, 29. All right. Michael Jesus, also 11. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He's got the God number, God 26, like Jordan, born on the 17th. All right. Born on the 17th of February, 1963. So anyway, it's amazing where a decode can lead you. One thing, from fixed sports, it's all so fixed, you just wonder how far this goes back. Years, decades, Let's look at his mom and his dad, James R. Jordan Sr., who got murdered. James R. Jordan, 47, 56, 79, like murder, right? And he was a junior. 66, 156, you write out 33 equals 66 and 156, right? Jordan stands 6'6". He weighs 216 pounds. 6 times 6 times 6. Number of the beast equals 66. Number of the beast, 66. Right? Just like also 57 and 75, the reflection thereof. Very interesting. James Jordan and his, what was the name of his wife? Dolores Peoples, her maiden name. Dolores. I'm not sure how it's spelled. Dolores like that. Yeah. Peoples. 3746 like Chicago. If I could spell. Peoples like Chicago, Illinois is 89. Alright, 170 like 17, like her son's born on the 17th, like sacrifice. Got some sacrifice numbers here. 73 sacrifice, 170 sacrifice. Peoples, 101, the 26 prime like Jordan. Is it gonna work? I guess not. I probably showed you this before though. 101, the 26 prime like Jordan. Peoples, God number. A friend of mine was saying that a lot of these celebrities are born of different parents. They're not born, these aren't their parents. They're born from other parents. A lot of celebrities are like that. So they don't really know who their parents are. I don't know if this is the case with Michael Jordan per se, but he's one of the biggest celebrities around. He's a big time celebrity. Think of basketball, you think of Michael Jordan, etc. She worked in banking, and he was an equipment supervisor. Peoples. Right, he's got those Masonic numbers, just like Jordan. She worked in banking. 58, like Freemason. All right, 131 championship. He was an equipment supervisor. supervisor. According to Wikipedia. 102 like the N word. That's what they said. Equipment supervisor. So when he was a toddler, he moved to Wilmington. So anyway, it's been a pretty long video, but very entertaining to do. So thanks for taking the time out of your day or evening or whatever. And hey, it's 420. Happy 420 to everybody out there. Keep smiling. Can't let them see your frown. Got to spread this knowledge far and wide. So now I'm a little curious about this series, but I don't have Netflix or anyway. I don't have TV either. There's a picture of me. Check out my blog. It's called danielthelionsden.blogspot.com. And thanks for watching. Have a great one, everybody.